Shut up and sit down.
So what was it like being at in Tampa for Bare Knuckle 6, man? What was that environment like for you?
Tampa was pretty nice. The people and just a little bit that we went out around, people were super nice, super down to earth. Obviously it was very hot, but whatever, no big deal. It's cool to get some seasons.
Oh, absolutely.
San Diego's pretty much fucking standard 72 degrees all year round, so.
Yeah, you're used to that kind of weather.
Yeah, So it was nice. It was nice. I liked it overall. I liked the city. It was my first time going to Florida, so it was cool. I like it.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah. I'm in Boynton Beach, Florida, which is probably like 4 hours south of Tampa. But yeah, it's like 105 degrees, and we got iguanas running all over the place down here, so it's pretty crazy, man. So what was your mindset going into this upcoming match? Big pay-per-view. They had Malinaji on the main card, so there was a lot of promoting going on for this thing. So what was going on in your head for your fight?
It was a stacked card, obviously, and I knew there was going to be a lot of eyes on the show, and I just was really mentally prepared to do something to go out and make myself stand out. And I think I did a good job, KOing Jamie Campbell in the second round. So I was definitely pleased with my performance.
Absolutely. Yeah, were you like planning go for the knockout, or was this something that you wanted to like highlight your skills or?
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I mean I definitely that's the way I envisioned it. That's the way I saw it, many times before I actually went out and actually pulled it off. I worked with a mental coach for the first time in all my career. And yeah, man, it really helped. It really helped. I scripted out my perfect fight. That was one of our assignments we did like a month ago. And to the point where when Jamie Campbell got up from that first knockdown, I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is okay, I know how this works. I've done this before. And like just fake low and come over the top and boom, smash him and finish them off real quick. But it was good, man.
Yeah, it was funny. I was in Texas. I was visiting a friend of mine, so we were just hanging out. And I'm like, yo, we were tired, we were going out a couple of nights and stuff. And that night we were like chilling and at his place. And I'm like, yo, let's order bare knuckles, chill out, have some beers. So watching your fight, I'm telling you, I think my friend is your biggest fan right now because he was going wild for that fight, man. He's like, holy shit, you got to see this guy. He fucking knocked him out. I was smoking a cigarette outside. I came in and I saw when Campbell got up and you planted him with that overhand right, knocked him out.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was good, man. I knew from studying all of Jamie's film, his old boxing matches, and then his one bare knuckle fight. Like that's his rhythm. He'll come hard and fast first round, cruise on the second, and then turn it up again third and fourth. So in my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a fight the first, and then fucking sprint come second round, sprint and get him out of there.
Yeah, you did just that, man. That was a perfect game plan for that guy.
Yeah.
Congrats to you, my man. So, like, I mean, look, you've been in UFC, you've been in Bellator. You're definitely a well-traveled fighter, very experienced veteran. What's it like being in bare knuckle compared to UFC, Bellator? What's the big difference for you?
I mean, there's obviously like differences as far as like the logistics and the way everything's run. But I mean, like they're doing a really good job, especially considering that was only their sixth show. Very professional. Just a few hiccups here and there as far as like paperwork and promptness on getting your plane tickets and stuff like that. But I mean, that's just me nitpicking. But overall, I mean, they're done a really good job. Like I said, considering they're putting on high level pay-per-views, getting hundreds of thousands of buys and shit. And this is just our sixth show. So it's actually pretty cool to be part of the adventure from the giddy up. We were the first ones. We're the first ones in over 120 years to toe the line, as they say, and fucking get it on and bare knuckle. Right when it was very unknown. People didn't really know what to expect, including us. We didn't really know what was gonna happen until that first fight, back in Wyoming, and then it was like, okay, shit, all right, let's do it, and then.
How'd you get involved with bare knuckle? Was it something that you wanted to do, or did somebody approach you?
I was always open to it. I was a fan of Gypsy Boy, James McRory, I think is his name. Just watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. I knew who Bobby Gunn was. I watched that video where he beat up Jay-Z's bodyguard in the parking lot.
Yes, that was
YouTube.
wild.
I've always been a fan of bare knuckle, right? Just off YouTube. And so then, I was trying to get a fight in MMA. My last fight for Bellator was back in December 2016, right? And then I was released by them. Went through some fucking real dark personal times, but battled back from that. And then I had a fight in Russia, which was kind of like a last minute thing. They're like 5 weeks to get ready to 5 weeks off the couch, get ready for Sergey Karatanov in Russia.
Wow. How was that fighting in Russia?
It was cool. I mean, it was definitely like that's a rocking chair story, I'll have for my grandkids. That shit was nuts, man. Get step off the plane in Siberia, like just covered in snow, everything.
Wow.
And like
sounds like Rocky IV.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. I mean, the people in Russia were super nice, and I think like here in America we have this misconception that it's just like people marching down the street like communists. And like, nah, man, they're just people like you and I just trying to raise our families.
Yep.
And the thing is like it's funny, but it's true. Like on the streets, everybody's fucking just mean and huddled over because you're trying to hustle from point A to point B. You're not trying to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Once you get in the buildings, once you get into the malls and the stores, everybody's super nice, super warm, and they definitely love their combat sports and their fighters out there. So.
Oh yeah, big time, man. They got some amazing fighters coming out of Russia.
Yeah. So I pulled that fight. I went and so that was after 16 weeks of not fighting. 16 months of not fighting. I fought Sergey. Went to a 3-round decision. Did really well with him. I was like, okay, I still got gas in the tank. Let's do this. I started training, started losing weight, and I just couldn't get any MMA fights for whatever. I couldn't get any because I had to go start over, essentially get a couple wins on the regional circuit and try to get back in the Bellator, UFC, or whatever. And I just couldn't get any love from the local promoters. And so I was still training, and then my old coach hit me up, who also was managing Rowdy Beck at the time. And he's like, hey, man, Beck's going to do this bare knuckle. They asked about you. Would you be considered doing it? I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, man, let's do it. And so that's how that happened. And then like just showed up. I thought it was originally for the tournament. We get there, we find out it's for the alternate in the tournament. So I was like, whatever, man. I'm already out here in fucking Wyoming, so I'm gonna fight regardless.
Yep.
And then like they're fucking with us. They made us the swing bout, so we didn't have a spot in the lineup. Like we were the swing bout. Like you got to stay warm all night, and whenever there's time allotted, they'll throw you in there. Like let's go. So I literally we got lined up 2 times before we actually went out to fight. Wow. We got put in the staging area. Like no, we're never mind. We're like fuck, go back to the locker room, repeat warm up process. And I just kept telling myself, it's all right, man. I know. Me and Tony, because our history, I know that we get out there, we're going to steal the show. I know when we get out there, we're going to steal the show. And fucking sure as shit, man. Just found out today. He told me back in Tampa, Scott Burt, who runs the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame in the museum out in Belfast, New York. He told me back in Tampa that our fight was going to be honored. And found out today, the announcement came out today that mine and Tony's fight, and then Artem and Jason Knight's fight, we're going to be entered into the Hall of Fame for like the most significant fights in the modern day era of bare knuckle.
Wow!
Because of the attention that it brought to the sport, and
it's all over YouTube, man. That fight is incredible with you and Lopez, man.
And it's like I'm not trying to toot my own horn or whatever, but I mean at the end of the day, I mean it's fucking facts are facts. that show, the first show, the way it was kind of like kind of good, and then kind of like shitty, and then like our fight came on, and if we didn't put on that fight, there would have been no Jason Knight and Artem, and there damn sure wouldn't have been Artem and Paulie Malignaggi.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those fights don't happen if our fight doesn't come out and we beat the shit out of each other, get covered in blood like barbarians.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Well, you
So,
guys set the tone for sure. There's no question about that.
It was awesome. So it really, that was the one part of the initial attraction to do a bare knuckle fight. I was like, okay, it's the first time in over 120 years that it's going to be sanctioned and allowed in America. Literally, how often do you get a chance to do something historical?
Right.
And then the way it ended up, man, it was awesome. It was all worth it.
Absolutely. Do you plan on being on the next card?
I plan on fighting when they tell me to fight. I'd like to. I really want to fight Sam Schumacher. I want to smash, get through him, and set up a rematch with Arnold Adams.
Nice.
Like I said, at the end of the day, it's whatever David Feldman tells me.
Yeah, man. Well, you're a fan favorite, so I think people are definitely going to want to see you. I know I definitely want to see you. I know my buddy in Texas definitely wants to see you, man. So you put on a great show. You're a big dude, great striker. I read that at one point you were 300 pounds. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
The first time I walked into an MMA gym, I was 300 pounds, had long hair and a beard, was just a stoner. And I just walked up to the guy at the front desk. I was like, yeah, I want to be in the UFC. Can you help me out? And he just like laughed at me and just like, yeah, you want to take these classes, and just signed me up for jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. And that's how it started.
Wow, you got hooked after that, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So what's next on the agenda if Bare Knuckle doesn't go down, or while you're waiting for Bare Knuckle to make a comeback for number 7? What's your plan of action?
I'm just back in the gym. I was back in the gym on that Monday because I took no damage.
Yeah, true.
My hand was a little banged up, but nothing that kept me from hitting the bag. So I was back in the gym. So it's just keeping the momentum going and just continuing to get better and evolve. I mean, it would be bad enough if this was my 5th professional boxing match. Like that would be fucking difficult enough. But the fact that it's my 5th professional bare knuckle boxing match, like, it's such a brand new game, and there's constantly just trying to like evolve the style and modify the defense, and also too like taking into account like where the strikes are landing, like just like an inch between landing here and landing here, it makes a world of difference. Like you hit them on somebody on the top of the head, you fuck your hand up.
Yep.
It may hurt them a little bit, but like definitely want to aim for the soft mushy stuff.
Yeah, that's what Malignaggi hit Lobo off on top of the head, and he broke his hand. He said.
Yeah. I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I saw the punch too, because I remember it was hard because I was right ringside. I snuck down there. I snuck down there with no ticket. Fuck it. And I watched right there, and I personally thought that from my perspective, like, and I was sitting right next to one of the judges. Like, I thought Malignaggi got the first 3, and then Artem came back hard and got the last 2. But I mean, they were really close, so I could see how. But it just gave me like a different perspective as far as like the judges. I mean, you have 3 judges on opposite sides of the ring, completely different perspectives of the fight. Like what I'm looking at would look like a miss, or he's just hitting his arms. Like the guy from behind might think, oh my God, he's really landing effective body shots.
Right.
So it's crazy, man, that we still. That's the way the fights are judged, with 3 humans that can have fucking human error.
Oh, sure.
Their judgment, they could be fucking farting or burping or something and take their eyes off the ring, and then.
That's why your style's good, man. Just go for that knockout, man.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the unfortunate part is that sometimes you're with somebody tough and you can't knock them out, and then I mean, I can't even count how many times that. I thought I did enough to win fights in the UFC, and fuck, man, got fucked out of decisions. But it is what it is. I had to go through all that to get to where I'm at today. So
I hear you, man. Well, thank you for being on the podcast. I wanted to ask you if you had to pick one MMA guy to cross over into bare knuckle, who would it be, and one boxer? Who would you want?
If it was an MMA guy, It was a little old school. He hasn't fought in a while, but I think it would be really fun. Would be to fight Cabbage.
Oh yeah, okay.
Cabbage Carrera. I think that'd be good. And then a boxer. I mean, I'd love to fight either like they're actually fighting each other, like Chris Arreola or the big Polish kid, Kaunacki. They're fighting each other though. They're both really high level boxers.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean that we have very similar styles. Like we're gonna come at it. I think it'd be fun.
That'd be great, man. I'll try to reach out on Instagram and see if I can get them and see what they say.
Oh yeah.
That'd be awesome, man. Well, Joey, thank you again, man, for taking the time out of your day to be on the podcast. I know my listeners are gonna appreciate it. I appreciate it. And again, congrats on your latest victory. And hope to see you soon on TV, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, brother. Me too. Talk to you soon.
Take care, brother.